Hello. We're going to do a meditation on forgiveness. So why forgive? Well, why is it so important? I think the simple answer to that is that as long as we're holding on to resentment and to the past, we're actually wasting our life, we're wasting our negativity. We're basically continuing to hurt ourselves. So we may have been hurt in the past, but if we can't let go of that, then it's us now that's hurting ourselves. So it's really important to learn how to forgive. But it actually involves a lot of insight, a lot of wisdom to really be willing to forgive. So anyway, let's have a go at this meditation. So we're going to do it in the same stages as we do the Metta Bhavana practice. So that is with stages for ourselves, for a good friend, for a neutral person, for someone we find difficult, and eventually for all living beings. So let's start by making ourselves comfortable and relaxing into our posture. Taking our time to ground ourselves, feeling the contact that we're making with the floor and with our seat. So we know that the ground beneath us is firm and stable and can support us. So see if you can feel the pleasure of that, knowing that the ground is so dependable. And then we make sure that the way we're sitting is going to support the meditation for some minutes. So one thing that makes forgiveness difficult is when we can't forgive ourselves. So this first stage is forgiveness for ourselves. So is there something that perhaps you feel ashamed of? Perhaps something you've done in the past that you haven't really forgiven yourself for? Maybe you feel ashamed. So knowing that every human being does things that they are ashamed of or wish they hadn't done. So starting to relax into your body. Can you notice sensations in your body? Perhaps you're warm or cool. You can feel clothing against your skin. You're aware maybe of various thoughts coming and going. And notice if there are any particular emotions that you're aware of right now. Maybe you've thought of something that you would like to forgive yourself for. So turning towards that thought, see if instead of getting into the story of what you need to forgive yourself for, see if you can get into the feeling, the emotion attached to that thought. Maybe the shame, the regret. Where do you feel that in your body? Explore that for yourself. Is it in your belly, your heart, your throat, your shoulders? So we'll take a moment or two noticing any emotions of regret, of shame. See if you can allow yourself to drop into that place that may be quite painful. Drop in with tenderness, acceptance. Notice if you're softening towards yourself, towards this painful area. And that softness is the start of forgiveness. That tender turning towards is the beginning of forgiving yourself. So now we'll move to stage 2, and we bring to mind a good friend. And our good friend is not perfect, just as we are not. Notice if you hold any grudges, or if you blame your friend for anything. Just notice. Maybe they said they'd do something and didn't do it. Maybe they haven't been kind at some points. And maybe you could notice that it's relatively easy to forgive your friend. Maybe it's so easy to forgive your friend that you don't think there's anything to be forgiven. feel that in your body as well as in your mind. And now we'll move on again to stage 3, which is for the neutral person, somebody that we don't even know. So we can become aware of how easy it is to blame people that we don't even know. Perhaps somebody didn't get back to us who promised to ring us this afternoon. Maybe our bin didn't get emptied. Little things happen all the time. Do we fall into blaming? And resentment? Notice how if we blame or resent, we cause pain to ourselves. So forgiveness is simply letting go of that resentment, of expecting everything to go well all the time. If we're honest, we may even admit to ourselves that we do similar things that are blameworthy, that people might resent. So having a sense of letting go, of relaxation. And the next stage, stage 4, of course, is for the person that we find difficult. Maybe there's someone who you find it difficult to forgive. Perhaps they hurt you badly in the past. It's so hard to move on when we've been hurt or let down. And it can help us to reflect that by holding on to these past hurts, we are really hurting ourselves. By replaying in our mind all the past ills, we're reinforcing that discomfort. We might never understand why this person acted as they did. Maybe they've been hurt in the past. Maybe they acted from fear or from ignorance or from frustration. So when you bring this person to mind, where do you feel the hurt in your body? Whereabouts? What is the sensation there? Is it tightness, tension, or maybe darkness, or confinement? So turn towards that place with tenderness. With love and care. See if you can give it permission to soften. You don't need to carry this person around with you. Just like you, they want to avoid suffering and want to be happy. And just like you, they don't always act in the best way to achieve that happiness. See if you can relax into that place of hurt. See if you can relax into that place of hurt and soften. So now we become aware of the universality of all the feelings that we share, all the emotions, all the difficulties, and acknowledging that at times we don't act with the best interests of other people in our hearts. So forgiveness is a kind of freedom, freeing us from being trapped. Freedom from being trapped in our own minds, in our own resentments. May all beings be free from suffering. So that's all for the meditation. I'll see you again. Bye.